Here goes.
Hello.
Are we recording? Hi, welcome to SSK Yarners. We are your hosts, Karyn and
Sharon. Yay.
I think last time I went like this, but you were over there.
Well, I'm over here on the, you're over there.
And I think when we're watching it, you're over there, so because it's reversed. So
that's funny.
Yeah, that is funny. So we are a crafty podcast. We talk a lot about knitting, crochet, and a lot of other crafts. Today it's going to be a lot of knitting and a lot of crochet, right? As well as some other fun stuff that you've been up to. So before we officially get started, I just wanted to ask you, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you like the episode, give us a thumbs up.
I feel so close.
You feel so close? We are close. We're all super close friends, right? Oh, before I forget, right away, Knit Night is back, right? So October 22nd. Can you tell I'm excited? 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So October 22nd. If you're interested, again, just send me an email, sskyarners@gmail.com, and I will share a link. That is the only way we can set it up, because we just don't want any random people coming, right, that don't have the same interests that we have. Yeah, so October 22nd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I have your email, I will just automatically send you the link. But if I don't send you the link, just send me an email and I'll make sure you get it. Yeah. So
sounds good.
Yeah, that's good. So we did not record an episode last week, and that's because Sharon has been bombarded with. Why don't you tell us what you've been up to?
Baking, lots and lots of baking.
Baking. So really quickly, if you don't know, Sharon is the half of the Stella and Flo's Finest on Etsy, right? You also have, I think you have a website as well, so you'll let us know what that is. So she's going to share some pictures too.
Well, yeah, we've been, both my sister and I have been busy. We had a birthday cakes and cupcakes to make. We've had wedding cakes to make. And we've had lots of cookies to bake. So I'm in the throes of baking cookies. I'm sure if you watch regularly, you notice that I'm not in my regular room because my regular room is full of cookies being laid out with the doors shut and, you know, keeping things nice and clean and fresh in there. Have to finish some up today, work on some more. But all good, all good. It's fun. It's fun. And I like to be busy, you know. This is
You've been super busy. So you told me you have over 17 dozen cookies, right?
Yes, that has to go out. Yeah.
So I guess you've probably had close to 20 dozen then in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of cookies.
Yeah,
that's a lot of baking.
And how many cupcakes?
75 cupcakes. Yeah. That was fun. I mean, you know, it's fun to, the recipes were really good. Of course, I had chocolate that I needed to make, red velvet, and vanilla. So I tried a new vanilla recipe and it was very good. My sister made her wedding cake that we needed to do out of it, and it was really tasty. So I like the vanilla. Red velvet, I'm not a big fan of because it's not really strong in chocolate or strong in any. But it turned out really moist and really good. And we did the cream cheese frosting, and that's the best. Who doesn't
love cream cheese frosting, right?
Yeah. So, and then the chocolate recipe that I have is really very moist. So those turned out really nice. And we got the nice cupcake holders, you know, ordered those, and they sat in there really nice. And I think they were pleased, you know, with the cupcakes and the cake that went along with it. So yeah. So anyways, it's always fun, and you never know what's going to come up.
Yeah, so you're going to share some pictures with us.
I'll try to share this one here if I can do it, because you know you have to know all these different things Oh, it's disabled again, Karen. You have to enable me to do
All
that.
right. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I
Well,
disabled.
because I think, yeah, we started, we started over. So, all right, let's see. Nope, I'm still disabled. And if we can't, that's fine. We'll just do it another time.
Here we go. Okay, here
All
we
right.
go. There we go. All right, you should be able to now.
Okay, there we go. So this will be a picture of some Russian cookies that were in an order that we had to do. That was our first time doing those, and they turned out really, really cute. I was really pleased with them. And let's see, I can show you a picture of the wedding, or I'll show you a picture of the birthday cake.
I love it.
And the gentleman that we made the cupcakes and cake for, he constructed a cupcake stand. So this sat on the top of the cupcake stand. And my picture of this, my next picture looks crooked, but the cake was not crooked. It's the way I took the picture, and I didn't straighten it when I did the cropping. But that's the picture of the wedding cake. And the bride was just thrilled with the wedding cake.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. Very nice. So we had a good time, and delivering. We had a good drive. It was a beautiful day. We had to deliver the wedding cake about 2 hours from here up north, and it took us, of course, some back roads, of course, because there's not a lot of places you can get to in Georgia on the expressway anyway, as you know.
Especially
and it just reminded me. It just reminded me of our drive up north to that knit shop when the three of us went. Oh, and the curves. Such fun.
It was in the fall. So you had to do the curvy road. That curvy road was pretty intense.
Well, it was a different route, but it was still very curvy. There was a lot of people out because it's apple picking season. And so, we ran into some traffic, so it rerouted us, and we were on some curvy roads. The color is not here yet. It's too soon to have the color, but it just reminded me of that day driving up there.
Yeah, that was exciting. That was very exciting, and you're the one that drove, so.
Yeah, and I think I'd rather drive sometimes on that kind of road than be a passenger.
Oh, for control.
Just feeling more secure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually a lot of people feel better when they are in control, right? So that's okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
I was fine. I enjoyed sitting. I can't remember if I was in the back or the front, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, you were in the front. I think
I had complete faith in you, so I was good. I was completely good. So yeah, so you've been super busy. So congratulations. I think that's exciting.
Yeah, it is, and it's been a lot of fun. So we have enjoyed it. We have enjoyed it.
And you do have the best cookies. I am unable to eat them anymore because I have to be gluten-free for medical reasons. But so I do still encourage you to develop a gluten-free recipe.
Yes.
Because there's one thing that works really well gluten-free, and that's cookies.
Yeah.
Well, because they're crumbly. Cookies are supposed to, majority of the time, they're supposed to be a little crumbly. So
yeah, I think it's just getting the same taste, and I think the texture could always be a little bit different because you're using different flour. It's definitely different. So flour without gluten is definitely different than flour with gluten. But
yes,
we'll see what happens.
Gluten-free is not always fun, but hey, I showed you this earlier. I had my little treat.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I was very excited when my husband brought these home. So it's the little things in life. Oh my gosh.
So what have you been up to?
So what I've been up to, so normally you have your quilts hanging behind you, and I said, oh, you know what? Let me bring out some of my blankets. This is literally the very first blanket I ever crocheted, and it's very, very old. It's a huge, giant granny square with Lion Brand thick and quick yarn, and it's a Lion Brand pattern, and it was super easy, super fun. And I thought it was exciting to share my very first project because I started crocheting before knitting. So
Yeah. Oh,
just
wow.
love that. Yeah,
You know, that's the perfect blanket for living down south because it's got a lot of airiness to it, and we often don't need something so, heavy.
heavy, exactly. Although it's pretty
It's
heavy.
heavy because it's thick and quick.
Yes, but I still love it. A lot of blankets I've given away or donated, but this one I just can't part with because it was my first one.
Yeah.
And of course, this is just my granny stripe blanket that I used all a whole bunch of little leftover knit, little bits and stuff, and I just love this one. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so that's these are old, not new projects, but yeah. But I thought it'd be fun to share.
I actually started crocheting at a very young age. That was what I did first. I remember being young. I don't remember what age, but I remember receiving, I think it was for Christmas. I can still picture it. It was a red, white, and blue granny square vest that I made, that my mom bought me the kit. My mom crochets. I mean, that's what she does. And she bought me this kit I was young. I don't know. I could have been 10, 11. I don't know. But I learned to crochet at a young age. And then I taught myself to knit when I got older in my 20s and had my own children. So.
Yeah. I'm a late bloomer. I started crocheting, I don't know, 15 years, well, a little longer than that. 18 years ago, a friend of mine taught me, and I wanted to make a garment. I kept trying. I couldn't crochet a garment, couldn't crochet. So I went and took a knitting class at the local yarn shop, and that was it. That's history. That was, I don't know how many years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe 14 years ago. I don't know. So yeah, it's been fun. It's a great journey. I love it.
Yeah, and I think it's great to know how to do both. I mean, if anyone wanted to learn, I would definitely encourage them to do either and learn the other if they're knitting to learn to crochet, because I think crochet blankets are much easier to make.
Oh, yeah. It uses up a lot more yarn, and but it is easier. And I learned to crochet first, and I found learning to knit was like so easy. I don't know. I did try to teach myself, had a little bit of difficulty. Bought a DVD, did the whole, and then I said, well, I'm a better one-on-one learner, like hands-on. So that's why I went, and I picked it up right away. She was a great teacher. Yeah. So highly recommend it. If you don't knit and you crochet, learn to knit. If you vice versa, yeah, because it is fun.
Yeah, especially today, because I mean, there's so many tutorials out on YouTube, which is wonderful. I actually taught myself to knit from a book. I mean, that's all I had was a book. I didn't know anything about local yarn shops at the time. I don't know if there was one available to me. So, I mean, I taught myself to knit out of a book. And, for years I did the long tail cast on, and then years after doing, knitting projects, found out I wasn't doing it quite right. And now I do it, I do it right. But I mean, it worked.
And maybe it's not necessarily wrong. It's just different, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It could be called something else, who knows? But anyway, so yes, I think we're very blessed to be able to learn things through that venue, that people actually share their knowledge of whatever it is, quilting, baking, whatever. There's so much that you can learn on YouTube, and people share that, and it's just, we're very fortunate to have that.
I agree. So do you want to share what you're working on first, or you want to do finished objects, or do you want to do inspiration?
Why don't you share what you have finished? I only have one finished object. I didn't, my finished objects went to Operation Gratitude.
Oh, okay. Oh, let's talk about Operation Gratitude. So it ended, right? It was it ended on
the challenge ended. The challenge that we were participating in ended.
The Stash Buster Challenge for Operation Gratitude is over. That was the last day of September, and they had to be postmarked by October 5th, right? And I did not take pictures. I think I showed most of the hats, but I didn't show the scarves. I ended up with 11 scarves and 7 hats, and I mailed them out, and they've already gotten them and everything. So Yeah, so I found that to be successful, and I plan on doing more because you can do it year round. And I know they're going to be looking for things to send to the troops over the holidays. So again, if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. OperationGratitude.com, a great organization that helps support active military as well as veterans, also first responders and their families. So so please check it out and consider donating. So, and you also sent stuff out. So
yes, I did.
You took pictures.
I did take a picture. I ended up with, I wish I could say 20, but I was one short. But I ended up with 19 hats, and my sister made 5 scarves. So let me see if I can find that picture. I'll be glad to share it. Let's see if I can get there.
Take your time. Yep.
You know.
And I'll put a link down below for Operation Gratitude like I did last time. So
great.
You can pull down the menu and go directly to the website.
Let's see. Here it is. I think this is a good one. So, all right.
Now, the good thing about this challenge was it was Stash Buster, so there were absolutely no rules on color. You could use any color yarn you wanted to, and they do have restrictions on what kind of yarn you can use. But yeah, that's amazing, Sharon.
Yeah, so there, all the scarves are in the center that my sister made, and I packed them all together. And then these were all, all the hats were surrounding it. So yeah, it was really great to be able to send off so many hats in a variety of colors and, patterns and stuff like that. So I was really pleased to get them finished and sent. So
now you wanted to talk about the red and gray, right?
Oh, well, the red and
gray?
The red and the gray pattern was a new pattern that I had found. It is called Megan Jane by Katie Pumper. And I was really pleased with this pattern. For a color work pattern, of course, it's a great learning experience because I don't do color work that often. And the pattern was written in such a way that the jogs were nearly invisible. Like you never saw the pattern jogging from one color to the next. So let me just show that pattern up there. It was free on Ravelry, and it's a charted design also and written. So I mean, my printer only prints in black and white. So but anyways, I loved it. I was really pleased with it. It was a great opportunity to work color work. And like I said, that jog was nearly invisible. So it was great.
Yeah.
So you got your sweater on.
And it's a free pattern, you said, right? Yeah. So I want to check that out. Yeah. Because I have an inspirational pattern that I'll show in a little while for a hat too that's free as well. Yeah. So yeah, I love those hats. Again, hand knit hats are much different than machine knit, right? Machine knit, I mean, you can manipulate the stitches, but it takes just as long as if you were to hand knit it. So yeah, so beautiful hand knit. So
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so that was finished objects. That's good. Yay! Good for the people, the recipients that are going to receive all those hats and scarves. It's exciting. Yeah. And that's how we started our Etsy shop, right? The whole purpose of starting the Etsy shop was so we could pay for the shipping. The shipping was nearly $1 an item, was it not? Because it cost me $20 to send less than 20 hats. So so I take proceeds from the Etsy shop, and that's how I ship the items. So yeah, so if you've ever bought from our Etsy shop, just know that it's part of the proceeds are going to a really good cause. So that's how it all started. Yeah. So yeah. So speaking of finished objects.
Yeah, looks lovely.
I have finished my Spark cardigan. Oh my gosh, you're not going to be able to see it.
I can see it. It's beautiful. Yes.
Okay, I'll keep turning. It fits like a glove.
Oh, well, that's great.
I'm not doing the belt. I'm not doing the belt loops. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It fits like a glove. Some things I changed. I did not do the big collar. I did the collar, but I stopped. So she says to do the short rows for 55 turns, wrap and turn. I think I only did 33, 34, 35, something like that, 33, 35. So I didn't want a huge, enormous collar. I just wanted it small like this. And I widened this to 3 inches. She said 2, I made it 3. So just because I wanted them to touch, I didn't want, and just overlap slightly. But I had a lot of trouble with the steeking.
You did.
Big time trouble with the steeking. Yeah. So let me take it off first. I'll show everybody a close-up of it because again, it's 80 degrees here today. So there's no way. But let me show an up close of the sweater. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, it really is beautiful. I highly recommend it. Just make sure you steek it correctly. So here's the inside, and I'll show a close-up of the steek right there. So the steek is not supposed to run into the color work. So one of the reasons I planned on making this wide anyway, but one of the reasons I had to make it a little bit wider is because I did go into the color work, right? So I lost an inch on the sweater because I steeked incorrectly. I don't know what happened. I followed the tutorial that she recommended to the T, and when I cut it and I went to go pick up for the band, all the stitches started unraveling.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know what happened. So what I did was I went over like 3 stitches and picked up for the band, which again, I don't know. I don't know what I did. I really don't. I don't know, but it worked out. I reinforced it fine. It doesn't come off. I did sew this down because all this was unraveling. I don't know, because I watched one tutorial and it said they will unravel, but they were unraveling to the point when I went to pick up the stitch, it came out, there was a hole. There was a big hole. So it wasn't working. So again, I don't know what I did wrong. I really don't. But I fixed it. I had a little bit of moments of, panic. And then I said, there's got to be a way out of this. And yeah, I still have some ends to weave in because it just dried yesterday. So, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Beware, the sleeves are small. Fits me like a glove. And I even blocked it and I stretched it about 1/2 inch, which is nice because I could put a long sleeve shirt on now and I don't have any issues at all. I don't mind a tight fitting sleeve, but if you plan on making the Spark cardigan, make sure you go up a needle size, and I highly recommend going up a size for the sleeves.
Wow.
That's how small they are. It's really, really small.
Yeah.
So the yarn I used was my very own Kaleidoscope. This is my Pure collection. I have Pure and Pure Spun. And these are actually the 2 colors that I use. This is going to be available in the shop again. I'm going to dye some more to put in the shop. But I just wanted to talk briefly about blooming. A lot of people talk about how yarn blooms, and a lot of people say, well, I don't even know what that means. So these are identical. These skeins are identical. So look how much bigger this one looks than this one. So yard for yard is the same. It's the same weight. It's the exact same yarn. This one's been dyed and bloomed and this one has not. So it really, there's a huge difference, right? Can you see that difference? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what blooming means. So when you wet it and when it absorbs water, it literally does just bloom like a flower, and it'll stay plump and yeah. So that's exactly what that is. So, and yeah, it's hard to tell on the mirror, isn't it? But this one is a lot bigger.
It is a lot. I can see that it's a lot bigger. And I think you want a yarn that does that when you're doing color work, don't you? Because you want it to fill in any gaps.
Well, and what's funny is when I tried this on when I was finished, it was really snug. And I remember when I swatched, I measured after I washed and blocked it. So I washed and blocked it, and I got several inches. So, which was a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. So
That is good.
So the Spark Cardigan by Andrea Mowry. I do recommend it. I loved it. I absolutely loved the sweater.
Well, you finished it relatively quickly. I mean, it's a lot. A sweater takes a lot of time, period.
I could have finished it a lot quicker. Really could have. I didn't dedicate my whole time on it, you
Well,
know?
no, I mean, and that's fine because you're doing other things. I mean,
I think I gave myself 2 months. I finished it in 2 months.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good time frame.
Yeah.
You know,
I
to
should
finish.
hang it up. Should hang it up. Oh, I love my new sweater. Look at it. It's so pretty.
It's really pretty. Yeah.
It really is so beautiful. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's my big, huge finished object. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well,
Yep.
that's good. I'm glad you finished it. Now you can move on to other things.
Yeah, I already have. Now you have a finished object too.
I have a finished object that I don't know if I even really shared to begin with, but it is something that I worked on. I have, of course, like most of us who do knit or crochet, you end up having a stash of yarn. And so, you know me, I have a lot of blue, and I had a lot of white too. So I decided to use, up leftovers and, skeins, if I had them, of blue and whites. So this is just an Afghan that's just blue and white. That's all it is blue and white. So different yarns. This was a really bulky yarn. Then there's a fuzzy yarn, and there's a sparkly yarn, and whatever it is, a chenille yarn, this little bit with bumps. I mean, it's just, I love it because it's all different shades of blue, and the white breaks it up, and it looks really nice, and it's cozy. It's very similar to a granny stripe blanket. It's just that I did 3 crochet, then 2 crochet, then 3 crochet, and 2 crochet, whereas granny stripe is just 2 and 2 and 2. So it's really quite large. You can't, I'm holding it from arm to arm, and it's as tall as I am. So it's a good one for the back of the couch, or to call, and it's heavy because there are some bulky yarns in there. So there's some bulky whites, and there's some fine. This I really liked. This was these different shades of blue in here was actually one of those like sweet roll cakes. So that was all one. But I still have more blue yarn to use.
And like I said, how cute would it be to make Nathan, your grandson, a little blanket, right?
Yeah.
So when he comes to visit, you can have your blanket and he can have his blanket. That would be
I still have to weave in the ends, and I didn't finish it because I used the Russian join to join the, if it ends in the middle of the row, I just picked up and started with the white or the blue, whatever I needed. And I used the Russian join, which I really like a lot. It saves weaving in a lot of ends, and I seem to always have ends popping out, even though I'm weaving them in as per instructions. So I use the Russian join, so I basically have the beginning and the end, but I didn't know if I would put, like just a border all around. But I might just leave it like that and be done.
Yeah. Well, that's the joy of crochet, right? I've used the Russian join before. It failed on me, so evidently I must have done it wrong. I was on the couch one day, and how you put your toes through, and you kind of just pull a little bit, and a whole section came out. I'm like, oh man, the Russian join failed. So I never use it anymore. I should probably look it up and perfect it, because that was, 12, 13, 14 years ago. So yeah.
Well, I know a lot of people use that magic knot for tying on new yarns too. And I know it works well for some people, but I have heard other people say that it's come apart on them. So, I've never had the issue with the Russian join because I just go so far either way. And so for a stitch or two, you have extra bulkiness because you have the double the yarn, but it doesn't normally show up. It doesn't show up in there. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have to show up in a project like that.
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, I really like having like that kind of easy crochet project on hand. It's just, easy to do, and great sense of accomplishment, because
Yeah.
it
Well,
didn't
and
take much
using all
time.
that yarn, oh, that's
Yeah,
so
and to
easy.
use all that yarn, but I still have a lot more. So,
Well, like I was saying, I really thought doing all those scarves would have put a dent in my stash. 11 scarves. You would think 11 scarves would put a huge dent. No, it didn't. It didn't. And it really it was a little discouraging.
I know. So now you got to make blankets because it uses a lot more yarn.
Although I will say that uh, I have all, you'll be very proud of me. I reorganized again. I have all of my personal stash in one area.
Oh, that's good.
Like I have 2 bookcases. Yeah, that's a lot of yarn, but still it's in one section because before I had to have them in bins in the closet. So now it's all out and in front. So
Well, that's good. Then you see what you have.
yeah, yeah. So I have another, not a finished object, but it's almost finished.
Uh-huh. Oh, the socks.
Socks. I literally just finished the toes today. I'm going to do I have the markers for an afterthought heel. I've done an afterthought heel before. Yeah, and I really wanted to do it. So this was my very own, after I painted these, I had to use one. So it's the apple picking sock blank, right?
Yeah.
Now the ones that are available in the shop have a mint green background. Oh, I'm so tempted, but I wanted the pale reddish pink background. Now I'm looking at the mint green going, I think I want to do a mint green one too. So I don't know. So this was a lot of fun, and this was a quick knit. I was surprised how fast I knit these. But of course I have to put the heels in, but that won't take long.
Yeah, no, they're really cute. No, the heels won't take long.
Yeah, so I had a blast with that. I had fun with that. Yeah.
Well, I think what's fun about doing socks, whether it's a striped yarn or a sock blank, it's just to see how the pattern's going to go. I mean, that's what keeps me going. That's why I have to do mine 2 at a time, because if I already knew what one looked like, I might not finish.
It's funny, they kind of match.
They do.
Which I found, well, I've been doing that, right, with the sock blanks. I try to make them, and I knit one across, started a new one. I made sure I started basically in the same section and then moved on. So I had to take off maybe a tiny bit of yarn before I started the second sock, because again, I wanted them to match. So yeah, and I have quite a bit left. Do I have 2 trucks left over? No, I have 1.5 trucks left over. So quite a bit of yarn. And I think these are almost 15 and a half inches long, which, for my foot, it's a shorty sock. So I may gift these to someone. So we'll see.
They look very nice.
Yeah, I like them, and they haven't been blocked yet. So yeah. Love them.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't block socks. I just put them on and wear them.
Yeah, me too. I do the same. But if I'm going to gift these,
them,
I will block them to the size, just to make sure that they fit. Yeah. So we'll see. I haven't decided who I'm going to gift them to yet, but I did want to give everybody socks this year. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
The socks are a lot to knit.
Socks are a lot to knit. Yeah, they are. I'm starting a new project today.
Oh, what are you starting? Oh, that's really neat.
It's a test knit.
For gloves?
For mittens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really kind of excited about this because I wanted to gift some mittens this year. And it's funny, because I was like, well, I'm still on my color work kick, right? So when she sent us an email yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. So I went and I dyed some yarn.
Oh, those will be pretty.
Again, hey, bloom, same yarn, dyed, undyed. Look at the bloom.
Yeah.
I mean,
really pretty.
It's sport weight yarn.
Sport weight.
Sport weight yarn, yeah. And let me tell you, This is so, did I send you any of this?
Yes, I have some sport weight, not that color, you know, not different colors, but yes, respect.
I did send you some, okay, because, yeah, well, okay. First of all, it is not this dark. That on the screen, it looks like a really deep royal blue, which I would love, but it's not. It is on the royal blue side, but it's probably 5 shades lighter than this. So I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, so I'm going to pair it with white, and it's supposed to have a third color. So I wanted to ask your advice. What color? It's just a touch. It's literally a touch of color, but I'm like blue and white. Like, what do I do green? Do I do red, pink? I wasn't sure.
Oh, you could use any color. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It depends what you like. But a lot of people would put a yellow. Like if you're making quilts, believe it or not, you blue, white, and yellow go together really well. It's a fresh
that's very
look.
summery, isn't it?
It is very summery.
Yeah, I don't want summer. No.
Well,
do you think a green apple might go with this?
Yes.
Okay, I might do green apple. Or maybe red.
Any color will go with that.
It smells so good.
Any color.
Any color. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll do. I don't know. I'll decide. Green apple or it'll be green apple or red maybe. Yeah. But I'm excited about that. I'm really excited. I'm going to cast on as soon as we're done. So
yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah. I just have to wind it
really nice.
So that'll be another gift done. Yay.
Yeah, because you have relatives that live up in the snow.
Yes.
Still.
Yeah. Yeah. And
cold. I mean, I normally wouldn't necessarily need to wear mittens in the winter, you know.
Yeah.
But you know.
Can you tell I'm very itchy today? I'm very itchy. I was itchy before I put that on, and that's not very itchy. I actually condition this, just so everybody knows. I have wool conditioner that helps take the itch out. It doesn't take it completely out, but it does help. Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you get the wool conditioner? What is it? I probably could have used that on some objects that I pulled out at one point in time because they were so scratchy I could never wear them around my neck.
I'm like, is it right here? Yeah. This is what I use.
Fiber rinse. Yeah.
Fiber rinse. It's not cheap. I think this says $13.50 on it, but look how much I've used, and I've had it for 2 years now. So I don't use it. I don't use a lot of it because I like to save it for things that are going to literally touch my skin. So I don't use it on hats. I don't really use it on gloves or even socks. Anything that hits my arms and my neck. So yeah, so it's literally anti-static conditioning for fabrics and knitwear. Yeah, reduces the itch factor. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it does work. I bought it from, I want to say, the Woolery. I get a lot of stuff from Woolery. Yeah.
Well, I know I took out a bunch of cowls that I had made years ago using some really nice yarn, because everyone likes Noro yarn for the dye and colors that you get, but it was so scratchy around my neck. I could never wear them. And I'm like, why am I saving them? I'm never going to wear them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear them. I'm
not a fan of Noro. Beautiful yarn. It is beautiful yarn, but I'm not a fan because of that reason. Yeah.
Yeah. It's too their wool is scratchy.
Yes.
So I took them apart. I'll use it for something else. I saved the yarn.
Oh, you took it apart. Oh, good for you. See, I would have just donated them.
No, I took them apart. The yarn is really pretty, so I'll use it for something else.
It'd make a beautiful hat.
Really nice hats. Yeah.
Yeah. I might even do fingerless gloves.
Well, sure, you could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they would be beautiful because I have a niece in New York City, actually. And I know she would appreciate those when she's taking the train, to work. Yeah. So she's over at ESPN. So it would be really nice if she could, still be able to use her phone.
Well, sure. And I think that's the beauty, fingerless gloves, all you need is a little, keep on knitting and decrease at the tops, and the thumb the same. I do like to do the things in the middle. I don't. Not on my fingerless gloves. I don't. too much time. I know, can't be bothered with that.
I like it. Like it.
I don't,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me if my fingers are touching. The reason being is because if I do put them on and it is cold, of course, I like my fingerless gloves to come up higher than a lot of patterns. So I do extend that. I even extend the thumb sometimes because I do like coverage. If it's really cold and I'm out walking, I just pull my fingers into the fingerless mitt, and it warms them up. So I can, for those few days.
I love a mitten. I love a glove. I actually love knitting gloves. It's just nobody wears them anymore. Everyone wears fingerless gloves. So, but I have made some beautiful gloves in the past. But I love a mitten. I love a good mitten, especially when I walk. I like to wear a mitten. So.
Yeah, but it's colder. It's a little colder where you are than you have more.
Even though it's 80 degrees today, even though it's 80, but we have a little bit more cold than you do. Not much though.
Yeah.
Average temperature is 40 in the winter.
We haven't had any snow, so.
Yeah. Well, we had a little bit of snow, just a little. Yeah, not a lot.
Which I always hope for because I like snow, but we'll see what happens this year.
So I found a really cool pattern that I'm going to make as well. I'm not sure, probably gifts as well, maybe donation, I'm not sure. But it's a free pattern. I just wanted to share it. So the classic ribbed hat by Pearl Soho. And this is a great hat because you can wear it as a beanie, or the rim folds over and makes a beautiful hat as well. So have you made this?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's DK weight yarn. And, Dave bought me a whole bunch of that DK weight yarn when he was up in New Jersey and visited my very favorite yarn shop. Love that yarn shop up there. The Yarn Attic. It's my favorite yarn shop. And my brother's going to be moving. So that's when I go to that yarn shop. So I'll have no reason to be in that town. But she has a great online presence, so hopefully I could still do some shopping online. But yeah, so that's what I have. I finished my sweater. I have a pair of socks almost done, and I'm starting some mittens and a hat today. So how about you? What have you got out? What else do you have?
Well, I mean, just my crochet blanket I finished, and I finished another hat after I sent them all off. Just using that citrus hat pattern that we spoke about before. Two strands of yarn held together. I do like it. I just love the way this hat fits. And when you were saying you could roll the rim up, you could do the same with this if I knit this longer. Mm-hmm. Right? So, because it's definitely a beanie type, and
that's right. You held natural with a colored
speckled, like a speckled, colored yarn. And I like the way it looks. I
love it. It's really nice.
So, and then now I'm working on the second side. I have one side finished, and I've already completed one, but it looks funny. It's a big circle. It's a crochet.
I won't tell you what I thought it looked like.
What? It's a big circle.
Oh, like jellyfish.
I'm doing it out of Yarnspirations Burnett Velvet. So it's a chenille yarn, right? So it's really soft. This would be my second one. This is really a deep blue. I don't know. Surprise. And the pattern is actually from Yarnspirations. It's called Burnett Tufted Crochet Pillow. That's a picture of it. Really easy to make. I mean, if you crochet, it is really easy to make. So it's just simple half double crochet, and increases every so many stitches, and you keep every round you're increasing until you could make it as big or as small. If I wanted a small pillow, I could stop. And then I'll have to make the inside because I won't buy a round. I won't buy an insert. I'll make it.
Oh,
the reason being is, for years I had a huge box of fiber fill that I bought
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago. And last winter, my sister with her grandchildren, my nieces, we made pillows, and they used up the rest of my fiber fill. So I said to Pete, "Oh, I need to order more fiber fill, but it's sort of expensive because
Yeah.
looking at the price at Joann's, it was really expensive." So I said to my husband, "I guess I'll order it from whatever, another place. I forget now." And so my husband went ahead and ordered it, but he ordered 2 boxes, 10-pound boxes.
Whoa. Okay, that's a lot.
It's a lot of fiber fill, lots of
Yes,
fiber
it
fill.
really is.
So I have to make a lot of pillows now because
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of fiber fill. Because I just went out and bought some. I bought some at Michael's. I had a coupon and I needed some too. So, well, yeah, that's a lot of fiber fill. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're gonna really have to get busy and make a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, you can make a bunch of little animals for the grandbaby.
speaking of that, I do have this pattern for a puppy from Susan
Hey,
Anderson.
Anthony.
Yeah, Anderson, and it's the cutest puppy. I just have to get the yarn. I did shop her website for the yarn, but she didn't have it available.
Yeah.
So
Sells out really quick.
yeah, I'll have to find I'll have to find some yarn and make that. But it's not. I mean, it's not going to use 10 pounds of fiber.
No, definitely not. Do you have any Knit Picks Wool of the Andes? That might work. That might be a good.
Well, and I did get a recent catalog from Knit Picks, and they actually, because the yarn that she uses, her own Susan
I got you.
Susan Anderson, is a like a twisted yarn. So it's a tan color with a natural color. It's twisted,
Wow.
and so you get that nice modeling type effect. And I saw Knit Picks does offer something like that. So I think I'm just going to order what I need. Unfortunately, I would have ordered from her. She just doesn't have it, but I would like to get it done before the Christmas and give it to him for Christmas. So
Yeah,
that's my plan.
Yeah, her yarn is in high demand. It's beautiful yarn. I have some of it. It is beautiful. But yeah, when she sells out, you just never know when she's going to get it back.
Yeah, and that it has happened with some other kits. I've seen some kits and I thought, oh, I would really like to buy that. And by the time you get there, sometimes it's just not available. So
be fast.
It's all right. I think she does have really cute patterns. I've made some smalls, small things from her patterns, the little sheep and the little chickens and stuff, and they turn out really cute. But anyway.
I have the doll kit. I've never made it.
Oh, really?
Sven, and it's a little, a man and a woman, but I haven't made them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So I do have some other patterns of hers that I haven't made either that I need to do,
Yeah.
They're Christmas patterns. So, there's a snowman garland type thing that would be really cute to finish. So I'll have to try to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just fooling with this computer. I need a new computer.
Well, we'll have to get you, just tell Pete. Say, Pete, I need a new computer. Maybe he'll buy you 2.
Well, the thing, yeah. No, that won't happen.
Darn, we tried.
I do have one of my sons who's his field that he works in is computer. So I do have him on the lookout to get me a new one.
Is that Christopher?
Yes, and I don't even know what year I received this computer. My kids are so good to me because they do update my electronics for me because I have no clue, But they bought this for me for Christmas like years ago. I don't even remember how many years ago. But sadly, I hate to say this, I need a new oven. I have all this baking to do, and I'm really fooling with my oven because I'm changing it from convection to regular bake to keep the temperature up in the oven.
And tell Pete, we need a new oven. Maybe he'll get you 2.
Well, see, the thing is, Karen, my next house, I don't even want a kitchen. So, I hate to break down and buy a new oven.
You're gonna hang up the apron, huh? Close down the Etsy shop. Uh-oh. All right, so we lost Sharon. Sharon was supposed to have gotten new internet, but she did not. They never showed up. I forget the name of the company that she gets her internet from, but the company never showed up. So her internet is down again. This has been a problem, and she's trying to get it fixed. But I believe we were just about finished anyway. So I want to thank Sharon for being with me, and then she disappeared, but that's okay. So so if you, again, anything that we mentioned in this episode, you can find in the pull down menu below. I like to put the links in there. Sometimes YouTube doesn't allow the direct links, but you can copy and paste them into your browser. Oh my God, she's coming back. She's with us. That's so funny. I was just closing out. I was thanking everybody, telling them everything that we talked about in the episode can be found in the pull down menu. I wasn't sure if you were going to be coming back. Explained to them you're having a lot of issues and the man never showed up. So yeah.
I was just fooling with that cord because it's like the screen went dim and then it went bright, because I'm not in my same room. So, and then it says my battery's low and I'm like, yeah, I pushed you in.
It didn't work.
Just the screen. And the screen went black and I'm like, oh no, where's my tablet? Where's my tablet? I am so hot now.
Yeah, that's why I can't wear the sweater. It's too hot today. It's literally 80. It's 80 right now. So, and it's supposed to go up into the 82, 83. So, yeah. So, I was finished. I don't have anything to share. I think you were finished, right?
I am.
Yeah. So again, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us. We do appreciate you spending your very valuable time with us. We know there's so many other choices out there. So watching us, we're always grateful for that. What else? October 22nd to 7:30 p.m. Knit night again. We're going to try to do that every month. We might have to skip December. We'll see. Maybe we could do one of them in the earlier in the month. We'll see. But hopefully we'll be able to do one in November as well. So October 22nd, 7:30. Send me an email so I could forward over the link. And again, anything we mentioned is in the pull down menu. And if you have any questions, let us know. And we love to read the comments. We both read every single comment. And I know I always take the time to answer everybody's comments. Sharon goes back and does the same thing. We love to hear what you're working on and any comments that you have as well. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching.
So that's it from us today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, because now we're off, right? Because we were supposed to do last week, but we'll just do it in 2 weeks. And it's the same day, actually, as the knit night. So
yeah.
So that's it. So we're out for today. Again, thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.